Hello everyone, welcome to Power Platform Practice Series. So in this video, we are going to cover one of the important use case where we are going to see how to connect your standalone database with your cloud environment. Okay, so let's go through this architecture. It's very high level architecture that I'm going to show you where let's assume that one of your client already having this huge Microsoft Power Platform environment where they're already using Power Platform applications like PowerApps, Power Automate, and they have their own database available in Dataverse, Azure SQL, and all. So they are into the cloud only. Now, it as it's a huge enterprise, so they are already having so many standalone systems, so many standalone businesses where they are maintaining their database in standalone database that we are they're maintaining. And now, as a modernized approach, they wanted to connect this standalone database, which is available on on-premises only, to the cloud environment. So itself, it's a huge task. So how we can do it? So the solution of this use case is pretty simple, where the Microsoft is already provided this on-premises data gateway. You can simply just need to download in your system, in your server. So where do you find this link? So this is the link where you can find this download option is available, and simply you can download this on-premise data gateway. Now coming back, so I'll just put down this link so you can in my video, so you can just grab that link from there. So now coming back to this architecture. What this data gateway actually doing? So once you install this data gateway on your computer, on your laptop, or on your server where you're having this standalone databases. Now, once you now the what actually doing, it is providing the linkage between standalone application to your cloud centric application. So until and unless your laptop, your personal computer is where the system is this data gateway is installed, it starts, it's running, it's provide the linkage provide the linkage of data to the cloud environment. If your laptop is shut down, or system is shut down, server is shut down, then this linkage will break down. So the make sure if you wanted to have a constant connection, your this gateway is always installed. So I have already downloaded this gateway software, which is installed on my local laptop, and you can see this is what it looks like after download. First of all, here we need to provide our user principal name. So now since I'm using this Power Platform application where I have already having these Power Apps, which is I'm using it. So what I need to do, I just need to grab my user principal name, which is nothing but my user ID in simple words, and just provide it this principal name. So what it does, it just simply authenticate my this request for the connectivity of data gateway. Yeah, it will provide it. This is my authentication. Once it's done, we can simply do some basic configuration. Now, yeah. So for what is the first step? First of all, we need to register this gateway on this computer, this local computer, right? Let me click on next. So what is the name? On brain. Oops. This is my on brain SQL. This is my name. What would be the recovery key? Let me give. Uh, So you can have your own any recovery key. Okay, now once it's done, click on configure. Okay, then that's it. That's the only thing we need to do because we already have user principal name, which takes care of the authentication and all. And this recovery key has provided. So whenever you wanted to revoke this data gateway, so you can simply do it with using this recovery key. So it will take some time. So meanwhile, what we'll do, we're going to see the database. Okay, so now you can see this data gateway is installed. My data gateway name is on premise is SQL Server. I will, okay, now go back. Yeah. So now let's go back to this SQL Server. So you can see this is my SQL Server where I have already created one table called customer details, and I have this list of columns are available. So I already added some of the sample data for this demo. So you can see we have total 11 records are available. So the challenge is like this database is there, but it is on my local system. How do I connect it? So we have just installed this data gateway. Now let's see how to connect with your Power Apps application. So what I'm doing here, I've already created this sample page Power Apps application. First of all, what I need to do, I need to go to this data option and click on this add data option. And what is my database? My database SQL Server. So simply I type SQL. Yeah, this is my SQL Server. Let me click on it. So here we need to provide the authentication type. What authentication I do have. So since it's my local database, so that's why I'm using this SQL Server authentication. And I need to provide some basic information like my server name. So how do I get the server name? I need to go down to my database. Again, click on this option where I can get the server name. So my server name is this desktop. Okay. I'll just again go back to cloud application. Here I'll provide the server name. The second is what is my database name. So I will come down here. My database, I'll close it. My database name is Makeup Studio. Okay. And I will add this my database name. My username is SA and this is my password. So the password like username like this. Whenever if you're coming from the database background, so you're pretty much familiar. Like whenever you create install the SQL Server, you need to provide this authentication. As you can see, this is my SQL Server authentication essay, and this is the password that you need to provide here. Same thing I'm doing here. So yeah, this is my password, and let me connect. So it's asking for premium license. Of course, I'm using developer environment. So I have access to all my premium connector, which is provided by Microsoft. So that is a good thing for us. Okay, now in the background node, it's connecting to my data gateway. Once it connection has been done, then we can directly fetch the data from my SQL Server. So that is a good thing to have. So it takes some time and okay. Since not only the one thing, not only the table. So let's say if I am having my own store procedures. So let's say I have my own. So right now I don't have any views, and if I go down to the programmability where we have a store procedure or functions triggers, those also we can get access into PowerApps application. That is the good thing of this data gateway. So right now I don't have any procedure or this any particular views, so those are not available. But once I connected with this, so along with the table, we can have access of our procedures too. So that is the good thing that we have. So yeah, it's taking some time. Yeah, database is there. Service settings. Recovery key. Yeah. So my data gateway is on. Just let us finish this connectivity part. Let's wait for some time. Okay, it's saying the error. Able to add this connection. Please try again. Okay, so what is saying? Uh, you have to stay in bad gateway. Okay, it is not is not trying, is not able to connect. Okay, might be my password is I entered the wrong password. Let me quickly check my password. Yeah, the password is same. Okay, let's try it again. Since I am using the same password. Okay, again I'm going down here. SQL. Yes, this is my connection. I'm using SQL Server authentication. Oh yes, okay, right. I understand. What does I just use this connect directly instead of that I need to use this on-premises gateway. That's why it's failed. Okay, it's my bad. Okay, let me quickly connect. This is my SQL Server name. Was it? This is database name. Again, come back here. Rename. Copy. Paste. This is my essay. Yeah. And okay, you can see on-prem. Yeah. So here when I see this is the on-premise SQL. The time of installation I've given the game name on-premise SQL, so that is showing up here. And click on connect. Now I'm able to connect with this. Okay, it's loading now. Once it's done, what we're trying to do, first of all, this is the UI that I'm designed over here. So first we'll fetch all the records from SQL Server, so and see how it is properly connected with my database. And then we will try to do the operation. Okay, since my, yeah, you can see this is now connected. I have only one table, so it's showing only one. And the store procedure, I don't have any store procedure, so it's showing blank. But since with this gateway, we can connect tables and store procedures. All right, so let me click on connect. Okay, so as you can see, it's connected. Data gateway is successfully connected with my PowerApps application. And yeah, boom, this is customer details. Same table I have on my SQL Server, customer details. It is successfully connected here. So that table I can see over. Now, what is the second option I need to do? I'll quickly go to this data gateway. Here I already created one collection. Simply I need to do some basic changes. Customer, let me pass customer details table. So in this case, why? Because in this case I have database connected with this underscore customer data underscore one. That's why I need to give that same name over here. And this is simple collection that I'm creating. This is my collection name call. I'm using sort by operation by created on date, which is my or record creation date, and I'm just passing this sort order by descending, which will collect all the data here. Okay, which is I'm doing this on visible state. Again, I need to again came back since it is on visible. So when I move back to the same page, so it try to fetch the data from system. Yes, you can see it will connect with this my local system and bring all the data which is available on premises. Let's see. Okay, these are the some of the list of records that I have. It will bring all this record from over there. So that is done. The record, so it will fetching the record from the this my SQL Server location. Now, what is the second use case? So since I have this columns are available, like where I have a first name, last name, email, address, company name. I want to store new record on my system. So how do we do it? So we have a patch operation already been there, and I already have this first name, last name, email, company, and address. Those details have been there. So what I'm trying to do on my submit button, I'll simply do patch operation here. So patch. What is the first parameter? First of all, I need to provide the table name. The table name is customer detail underscore one. As this is I'm performing the insert operation, so that's why I need to provide the default because it's a new row. I need to insert in my table and providing the same table name in my default function. So this is my table name. And what are my parameters? So first, my parameter is first name. First, no, before that I need to, yeah, what I'm missing. Yeah, inside the curly bracket, I need to provide my column attributes. So my first column attributes is first name. Yeah, this is my first name, and my column name is txt. Okay, I need to copy it. Let me check what is my text box name. F name. Okay, came back here, expand it. I will simply, yeah, F name dot text. Yeah, this is my first parameter. Second parameter is last name. So last names, then txt L name. Yeah, this is my L name dot text. The third parameter is email. Okay, so we'll go back to here. We'll go to email, then txt email dot text. So the fourth one is company, and again company and txt. I need to just check the same. Yeah, it's a company name, and I will provide here company name dot text. And then what is the last one? It's the address. Let me copy. Okay, this address column name. Again came back here. Go comma address dot text. Address is done, and the last parameter is created on. Since I Whenever I insert the record, I just wanted to go and insert the current record, current date. So I'll just using this today operator. So it will automatically insert my current date over there. And that's it pretty much. Patch is there, default is there. Parameters, I've added all these parameters, required parameters. But it's yeah, and then semicolon because I have other yeah I have okay. Click on format and let's verify our code. Okay, patch will perform the CRUD operation. That's why we use patch. The first parameter is our data source. Since we are performing the insert operation, that's why I need to provide the default function. And then the whatever the fields that I am going to insert the new record into that column. So those field I need to specify here. So I given to them. Specifically, I'm using this created on because I want to track what is the record created date. So that's why I'm using created on and provide this today operation. Instead of that, I'm using now operation also. But the only thing is that today will provide the current date and now will provide it the current date along with the time. So that's it. And then after performing the insert operation, I simply again using the same operation where I'm performing the uh, filling the collection. Okay, so what I'm doing here, once the record is inserted successfully, it will go back to the table, fetch all the records into this collection, and then again and again this collection, and then simply uh, use. You can see this collection is already been there, so I'll just simply provide. Yeah, that's fine. I think that's fine. No need to make change. So let's test it. So test of name, test name, test at the rate email.com, company, test, company, and test. That's it. Okay, so let's hit to the submit button. Okay, now you can see the spinner is started and it will started inserting the record. So since this button is disabled, yeah, you can see this record is inserted successfully and it will bring the current record from the system to here. Okay, so collection is successfully executed. So let's test this in our database. It is actually present in system or not. Let me click. You can see, yeah. So this is my latest record. Test F name, test L name, test and test company. So this record is successfully inserted. Along with that, you can see I have just added the created on. So you can see this is the current date they are showing. Since it is I'm using the today function, that's why it's not logged any time. But now in the today's current date is 17, so it will successfully inserted the my record. So yeah, this is how it is simple. With the help of only simple installation of gateway, we can actually successfully connect, easily connect our system. The on-prem system, your native standalone system with this data gateway to your PowerApps application. I hope you like this video. If you have any questions, if you have any doubt regarding to the on-premises gateway or any questions regarding to the Power App, you can just drop me a message. So I'll try to answer this question. Thank you very much, guys.